あのバッジを見るな海賊ども。
ソゲキング。
Subscribe to that channel.
了解。シャツファイヤーバードスター。
まさか。
完了。
Hello everyone, back again with another pack opening here and some musings. Yeah, I'll just get right into it. So I figured I'd pick up another box because I need a few more cards for my playsets. And then I felt like this was a pretty, it was a better way to just open packs. Have you guys here listening to my ramblings instead of just opening packs on my own. So here we are. I'm recording this right after the first week with the Green Yellow Law deck. It went pretty successfully. Not enough to bring home any prizing, but overall pretty successful. I think I have some ideas of where I want to take the deck next. The defensive green kid focused list, while effective, there were a lot of games that were wrapped up by the green kid. I think that probably 2 copies of it is more than necessary with the amount of searching I have. And I think there's room for the deck to get more aggressive and use up some of my opponent's aggression on my board that I am constantly searching and making up for losing it through all those searches. So I think I'm going to add in the Rush Zoro from this new set, and probably some extra copies of the Restand Law, as ways to kind of speed up the deck. I'll probably also consider stuff like the Heat and Wire or something like that to give me the ability to interact with my opponent's board a little earlier. And then finally, I think I will probably try switching out some of the caramels with some cards with a little more aggressiveness to them. Caramel being a 1k attacker really means that once it hits the board, it's pretty much useless past that point unless you have the ability to pick it up. And I found that pretty much exclusively I don't want to pick it up. I'd rather pick up the Luffy's. So I'm gonna look for cards that like give me more reason to potentially pick them up. Here's one of my hits so far, this Luffy secret. But yeah, the caramel I want to try replacing with some cards. I think the first one I'm going to try is probably going to be the OP10 film law. I think the line that I've seen with it, if you can play it out on 2, then any 3-drop is enough to get you to the amount of characters you need on board to be able to activate your leader ability right away. And I think even when you don't stack your life, just the ability to, like, for example, play out on 2 you play out the film law, then on 4 dawn you activate the law ability, put out a 3-drop, so let's say it's maybe Heat and Wire. Then you have 3 dawn left. You can use 2 of it to play on the law again, and then have 1 left for leader. So at that point, you can either pick up your other 3k body if it's something that's worthwhile, or you can pick up your law and then just blind flip. And worst case, you have a 2 or a 3 left on board, and you get to see what the top card is. And best case, obviously, you get to hit something great off the top and get some really good momentum off of a very generic combo compared to like the 3-cost Mihawk, who's one of the other ways you can enable the 4 dawn thing, which requires you hit your slash characters as your other cards. And even something as simple as the law into that Mihawk, which would get you even another body, and you'd end up with a ton of bodies on board. Kind of how the theory went for the green Uta leader of the combo of that Law into Mihawk into Brook into Robin into Law or something like that. Again, I wouldn't be running all of these cards, but just even a portion of them and being able to kind of churn through the board like that seems pretty interesting for a card that even on its worst case just enables an early peak at your top life. Seems like a pretty decent spot to be. So that's one of the cards I'm going to try. Other cards I've seen people use in the 2-drop spot. There is the 2-drop Pierre from, I don't remember which set it is, but it's on play, draw 2, trash 2, and then it's got a trigger, so that it is got some other utility, and then a 1k counter or whatever. But just as a card to try to churn through your deck and find the cards you need for the particular matchups. I find that kind of an interesting and probably good place to be. But we'll see. I think the Caramel still has a place in some number, but I think that 4 is probably too much for a deck that is passive some percentage of the time, and then just having cards that just don't have the option of playing differently is just kind of setting yourself up to be too reactive and falling behind. Good with Rebecca here. Other things. The plan for next locals, I still haven't picked which deck necessarily I want to do, but our locals will be happening the day before the bans officially go into effect. So I want to play a deck that is using one of the banned cards. So that would be either Jimbei or Moria, Ice Age. Those two probably go together. Or the Kingdom Come. Oh, Dofi, that's a fun one. So I want to use one of those banned cards in the deck. I'm really not clear which one I want to use. Kind of leaning towards playing a Perona deck and getting the one last hurrah out of Moria, but I'm not really sure what I want to play with that one. I might want to save Perona for after the Moria ban so that I can try the more aggro version in a way that like actually gets more meaningful testing. Whereas if I play it with the Moria, then I'll probably be really leaning on it in a way that doesn't really tell me much about how useful the package is outside of Moria. So I'm not sure yet. I'm also considering maybe Smoker or the 3D 2Y Luffy from the starter deck. Both of those are ones that I have tried in the past and kind of enjoyed. But I don't play black all that frequently. So it's a color combo, or sets of colors that I don't have a wealth of experience with, so I'm not necessarily expecting to do well. This is kind of just a send-off for the banned cards. So since this is going out just to members, definitely post in the comments what you want me to play for next week, with the idea that it's going to be a deck with a banned card in it, just because we'll be sending off those banned cards with a last hurrah. So now what else? Actually, while we have this kid here, I have started to look at the cards for Robin, and I've been trying to follow what people are posting in the Robin thread in the Discord. the official card game Discord. So this is one that doesn't actually seem like it makes all of the lists, which is surprising to me because it feels like it's a card that is kind of where the deck wants to be going. But it doesn't seem to be hitting maybe the right spot. I'm interested to see where it comes out, but I think I'm going to start off in Robin with a more aggressive bent to it. More copies of the 6-cost Robin that I had been shying away from. I think that there is a point where you can hit a critical mass of kind of life burn that you can make it more worth running those life burn cards. And I think that when you just run Robin, it's probably not enough. Like if Reject hadn't been banned or whatever, that would be the kind of card that would make the deck very strong. And I would have loved to see that as an option for the deck, but that's not the world we live in. But I am interested to see what the Robin and the Kid together make for a aggressive Robin that is a little less controlling. I think, whoa. That was not my expectation. I was just gonna sit here and yap, but we have hit gold. So for the locals players who watch these videos, I guess this isn't gonna be members only at this point. This is gonna have to go on the channel as a whole. But for my locals players, I have been playing since the Super pre-release and buying multiple, probably 3 to 4 boxes every single set since the game came out. And I had not until literally just 30 seconds ago hit a manga. So this is big for me. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for sure. But because I'm playing the green-yellow law deck, there's a part of me that really wants to sleeve it up and play it. I don't know if I have the heart to do that, but I will definitely ponder on it, and it would be really cool to do that. So let's put this one off here, and I guess we have to finish the box to see what else we have in here. But I have hit everything I need to hit here, so we're just gonna keep going and see where we end up. So this is exciting. Law is one of my favorite characters. Robin obviously doesn't have a manga. She's my favorite character, so when she gets a manga, that'll be when I'm the most tempted to actually purchase a manga rather than just go for packs like I've been doing up to this point. And then after Robin, and maybe Sanji would be another character I would probably put above Law. Law is definitely among probably my top 5 characters, if not top 3, maybe even top 2. It'd be hard to place Law and Sanji, because I think that Sanji is less like me personally, so I feel like I relate better with Law's personality, being a little more reserved and stuff like that. But definitely a very close call. So pulling my first manga being the Law is really, really nice. And out of the ones that we could pull, obviously I would love a Luffy as well. But Law is way up there in my favorite characters. So this is pretty cool. Let's just kind of, I guess at this point I'm just going to speed run through the rest of these. We've got our Dawn. Smoker Leader. Shout out to Gimmicks, who is playing Smoker at our locals here. Shout out to Rubber Soul, we haven't seen him around recently, but he's one of the guys who got me into YouTube. Just seeing him do his videos at locals kind of inspired me to give it a try myself. Me and Gimmicks actually started doing the One Piece YouTube right around the same time, all because of Rubber Soul. So shout out to those guys, because it's pretty awesome to be able to be here partly because of them. And who else do we have to shout out while we're doing this content here before we do more looking at this pretty card? Card Kaizoku, probably my favorite content creator, and the place that I got inspiration for my new call to action intros. Shout out over there. You guys have seen my leader proxies. I have a lot of those from Kaizoku Cards, so shout out to him. I watch his content a lot. And yeah, there's many more. Completely kind of overwhelmed a little bit right now with the manga pull. But lots of guys and gals on this platform who are kind of big inspirations for me. And I guess this is just where this video has gone, is we have a manga law. I need to find a sleeve for this. And Dofi. This is one I think that could have a place in a version of Robin, which I'll get to probably in the next week or so. I'll have my OP10 update video for Robin, and I'll go over my thoughts on that for Robin. And then our secret Luffy. So let's see, where's a sleeve? I need a sleeve. Grab one of these line sleeves, or what, I don't know which, apple green maybe, and kind of put this guy in here extra careful like. And yeah, so for everyone who's been watching and supporting me, thanks again, and glad to be able to share this moment with you guys. And I guess I will see you in the next one. Bye.